The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Iru.
I'm Rex Lita. Join me in the Bulletin for Sports.
In this edition, COP on 21-day suspension for assault, Matugare Eco-Pacific Tourism Institute, and 3 franchise clubs fined 10,000 kina. The Nationwide Microbank Limited will support medium enterprises and entrepreneurs in Hirikoyari District to apply for loans through a 1 million kina funding provided by its District Development Authority. The signing of a Memorandum of Understanding between the district and MyBank allows for SMEs in the district to secure a loan with MyBank ranging from 2,000 kina to 50,000 kina. Member for Hirikoyari Keith Iduhu is delighted and confident in the scheme. He said this opportunity will ensure greater benefit through employment, community support and development in local communities. Central Province Governor Rufina Peter has presented various checks of part payment totaling close to 1.8 million kina to service providers and major projects that will influence the Central Province in development in the coming months. The provincial government has urged that the people of Central Province participate and get involved in the projects that will be underway in parts of the province.
Central Province Governor Rufina Peter stated that the provincial government's priority is twofold when awarding contracts. The first is to ensure value for money is gained by the province and that public-private partnership is strengthened in the province.
We need our people in Central Province to know that we have these projects that we are rolling out, so they need to be aware. We have our own websites as well. I have a Facebook page where we post everything that we do. It's about reaching out to as many people as we can through whatever form of media that we have. So I'm hoping that people in the district administrations and the local level government, LLG administrations, watch this and take it down to the communities, the ward and the villages, because they are the closest to the people in the village and communities.
Governor Peter called on the media to report and disseminate the information so the people down at the ward levels will know that these projects are underway in different parts of the province. In total, 5 checks worth 1.8 million kina were presented to New Guinea Aviation Services Limited, Central's Manpower Recruitment, Frontier Primary Produce Limited, Shencock Trading Limited, New Guinea 800 Tribal Online and Tourism New Guinea Project.
This project. So the main sectors, tourism, agriculture, are covered here in this space, and so the impact that it will have on the ground if these projects are successful is significant.
The provincial government has urged that its people get involved in the projects that will be underway in parts of the province. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Among 5 checks presented to various service providers from the Central Province Government, Frontier Primary Produce received 300,000 kina. Developments in the province for the past 8 years, the company has been playing its part in trade and export of cocoa and developing seedlings.
So, finding the cocoa or chocolate that's province specific and even within province locality specific, and so it's, I think, some interesting times, and we need people who are innovative, will run in an industry and make it happen, and the followers come on board.
Papua New Guinea smallholder farmers are the backbone of food production, feeding the nation by growing most of the food using farming practices developed over many generations. However, the farmers face many challenges, and they are increasingly turning to agricultural extension and development agencies to support and guide them in adapting their agriculture to improve the soil and increase productivity. A research by the National Research Institute on Innovative Soil Improvement Training outlines key factors that contributed to improved farmer learning, application and transfer of soil improvement skills, which can contribute to increased productivity, incomes, and enhances livelihoods. The article ends with lessons of farmer learning for agricultural extension strategies aimed at soil improvement and knowledge transfer at the village level. Eco-Pacific Tourism Institutes in PNG are organizations dedicated to promoting sustainable tourism practices and preserving the country's natural and cultural heritage. These institutes have emerged in response to the global recognition of the need for sustainable tourism models that balance economic development with the environmental conservation and social well-being. On Monday, Matuga village along Medang's north coast held a groundbreaking ceremony for its Eco-Pacific Tourism Institute. The event was officiated by the member for Sumka, Alexander Suguman. Village leaders, the community in Ward 17 and surrounding villages witnessed the occasion.
Matugar village along Medang's north coast held a groundbreaking ceremony for the establishment of an Eco-Pacific Tourism Institute. Member for Sumkar, Alexander Suguman, officiated at the event. He said in the third meeting of the District Development Authority, the DDA will make a commitment to support the building of the infrastructure. Students who will attend the institute will be supported under the district's school fee assistance program. MP Suguman encouraged the Ward 17 community to take ownership of the development that will take place as a result of the setting up of the institute, including learning facilities. Alphonse Fomai Jr., Director for Eco-Pacific Tourism under the Department of Higher Education, spent over 3 years in Matugar in order to establish the institution. He told youths that an opportunity is at their doorstep.
The program itself is all about getting the young people to understand that there is no such thing like dropouts or pushouts. Okay? It's only the system that they've created. So we got the people to work together to come up with this groundbreaking ceremony purposely to help those people who are young people who are outside on the streets, to give them something to be able to do, to show them that life still goes on. There is no such thing like failure, dropouts. So we are already collaborating with one of the major primary schools here, Kabilmas Primary School, in a cluster that eventually under the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology will now allow great folks who cannot go by the system to come into our program. So we are tapping into this zero dropout policy. So there'll be no failures in the process of doing it.
Former acting CEO of Sumgilbar LLG, Tommy Kadam, encouraged the youth to seize this life-changing opportunity.
So the importance of this school is all about the technique and knowledge, which is more important. Educate them, so all about a clear picture of when they are facing these challenges, they know how to manage themselves, so they make the right decisions, blood law, or community law, family law, Sindan law, Command Sindan, as well as they can understand how to utilize their environment, like crops, long haul, or kind of something, to ensure the normal life that they are living today.
Tourism programs will be the fundamental basis for learning in the Institute, with the inclusion of other developmental programs to enhance student learning. According to FOIMAI, they anticipate opening their doors to youths this October with plans for 150 first intakes. Salome Vincent, TV1 News.
TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking. the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Add the kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for give chicken a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, as calories, family meal we're told. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for minds. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice, don't scale price. Amber, you like it?
Introducing the new Toyota GD Hiace bus. Now comes in as 15-seater and 14-seater high-roof luxury model. Powered by 2.8 liters GD engine for optimal performance output, fuel efficiency and quietness. Designed with improved safety features and easy maneuverability for tire steering angle. The highest new lift wrist suspension and annular frame structure is adopted for smooth ride, comfort and safety. Experience the ride on the new Hiace and experience the highest pride. The bus that exceeds all expectations.
It's in the highs and in the lows. It's in the big things and the small things too. It's hard to put into words, but you'll know it when you see it. Terrain tamer, when quality counts.
Right now, we're facing a man-made disaster of global scale. Our greatest threat in thousands of years, climate change. If we don't take action, the collapse of our civilizations and the extinction of much of the natural world is on the horizon.
I can't believe what I'm seeing. The Rabbitohs, 10 minutes from the line. Graham is going to get over again. Look out. This is absurd. This is sublime football. It is the King's Day.
Come back. A 46-year-old woman was brutally assaulted by a senior police officer in front of the Lae Central Police Station on Monday, July the 17th. Mother of 5, Sil Reynold, was at the Top Town Police Station to sort out some matters when the senior police officer beat her in front of his colleagues. The sergeant has been suspended as of today, pending investigation by the police internal investigation unit.
46-year-old Sil Reynold from Simbu is married to a man from Butibam, one of the 6 Ahi landowner villages in Morbe province. Their family have been having land issues with the family of the police officer in question, who is from Central Province, married to a Butibam woman. While the matter is being dealt with at the village level, Reynold was allegedly unlawfully detained for over 6 hours on Sunday, July 16 at the Top Town Police holding cell.
Bila ko kisi bay receipt blomio kisi police kamblo sadela house blomilo wala dibam bitam Mr. Leme kam kisi police kam no bito mino meki on blaro tok program ka so ba bibla buran lo meki sin bibla e monster bito ko sen no policeman on to ko sen you kala blocar ba yumi go lo police station now ba yumi straight na ba you come back. All talk to na mi to noga so strong na mi kala bloka policeman.
Reynolds got into the Leh Metro Traffic 10-seater with 4 other police officers and the sergeant's son. At the station, she told the officers that the policeman's son had assaulted her with stones, but they paid her no heed. Instead, they detained Reynolds on Sunday around 12 p.m. without any charges. Her children bailed her out for 300 kina in the evening. Since she was detained, Reynolds thought her case would be mentioned in court, so on Monday she went to check at the Leh courthouse. Followed by her eldest son and nieces, they then went to the police station to get her bail receipt when the sergeant saw them.
Police station and come go down. Now me put on go down and kicking me and putting me and fighting me cut it hang me so me sweating blood inside. And fighting me also finish now and beginning man blow me and go say me come and come and get allowed.
Knowing that he was not safe, Reynolds' son escaped while the 2 young women were allegedly assaulted by the senior officer. One of the young women was 8 months pregnant.
Plenty policeman or staff, police married to all staff, all get a police staff. All looking so time and fighting me, all get a police, all demand, all now son of all look me and fighting me and Magdo Bagram me and fighting me inside. Then happy me and shooting me go down. Me put on a long platform, me put on go down and come and putting me and pulling me and looking polos, me to me very polos and cooking. Me lo slab and fighting me lo ya and fighting me and bagrab me kata me slab now me no more talk thinking lo me na ho dem for foul now.
Reynolds has since gotten a medical certificate outlining her injuries and will be submitting it along with her statement, including her nieces and other witnesses, this afternoon at the Top Town Police Station. The Leh Metropolitan Command has confirmed that the officer in question received his letter of suspension this morning. He is suspended for 21 days while the Internal Investigation Unit deals with the matter. Salome Vincent, TVWAN News.
An agreement was signed Monday afternoon between the Evangelical Lutheran Church of PNG and the National Office for Child and Family Services at Ampor in Leh. Head Bishop Reverend Dr. Jack Urame said the church wishes to strengthen this partnership with the government to help address issues faced by children in the country.
The Evangelical Lutheran Church of PNG signed an agreement with the National Office for Child and Family Services at the Lutheran headquarters at Ampor in Leh on Monday afternoon. The partnership aims to institutionalize the Parenting of Child Development Program. ELC PNG Head Bishop Reverend Dr. Jack Urame said the church believes that children are our future, hence a strong foundation needs to be built to create a better future for PNG.
A lot of challenges are facing us because as society, some of the issues affecting our country started at the community level. But this kind of agreement is to understand each other collectively as church and also as government, what we can do together so that we lay a strong foundation and children can grow up in a safe home, within safe families, and they can have a good orientation for the future. Because the future of our country depends on how we develop young children.
Parenting for Child Development is a group parenting program developed for the country with the aim of reducing harsh parenting, child maltreatment and violence against children. Generally, it emphasizes on the power of positive parenting, which helps children fare well in school, have fewer behavioral problems and stronger mental health. The signing of the agreement was witnessed by a team from UNICEF, led by UNICEF PNG representative Claude Kamenga, UN Representative Coordinator Richard Howard and his team, the Family Sexual Violence Unit, and other national provincial agencies groups in the space of family health and child welfare. Mary Silla Kelleton, TVWAN News.
Balimo College, a rapidly expanding teachers' college in Western Province, recently held an open day to showcase its transformative impact on dreams and aspirations. Supported by PNG's Sustainable Development Program Limited, SDP, in partnership with KTF and Western Sydney University, the college provides high-quality education and training to future teachers. The event featured demonstration lessons, student presentations, campus tours, and aspiring speeches. Attendees, including parents and community members, witnessed the positive changes brought about the Ballymore College. Ballymore College stands Ballymore College stands as a beacon of hope dedicated to resurrecting dreams and empowering the community through education. Prime Minister James Marape has expressed his appreciation to the Department of Works and Highways for its outstanding efforts in nearing the completion of the transnational highway corridor missing link between Aseki in Morobe and Epo in Gulf. He said this accomplishment exemplifies the success of the government's flagship Connect PNG program.
During his visit to remote Menyamia in Morobe earlier this year, Prime Minister James Marape followed the route of the transnational highway by helicopter. He commended the dedicated teams of the Department of Works and Highways for their relentless work under challenging conditions, including continuous rain and rugged terrain, to establish this crucial road. He says the government is fully committed to addressing key missing links like these in order to facilitate the development and integration of all regions within our country. Anticipating the celebration of PNG's 50 years of independence on September 16, 2025, Prime Minister Marape expressed his hope that people will be able to travel from Port Moresby to Lae and vice versa through this corridor by then. The missing link of the transnational highway spanning 159.8 kilometers lies between Oiva in Aseki, Morobe and Epo in Gulf. During the last 21 months, 64 kilometers has been completed, with 32 kilometers from Morobe and 32 kilometers from Gulf respectively. This represents 39.4% from Morobe and 40.7% from Gulf, amounting to 40% of the 159.8 kilometers. The Prime Minister explained that to finalize the transnational highway corridor missing link, a remaining distance of 95.8 kilometers is yet to be completed. Team Morobe is responsible for 49.2 kilometers, while Team Gulf will handle 46.6 kilometers, which is expected to be finished by December 2024. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2800 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2725 $0.3965 Australian dollars, €0.2346 euro, and 37.39 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, cocoa closed higher, the rest closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. You're watching TV1 News. Regional news is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people. From the rich soils of the highlands, the finest coffee has been grown by generations of Papua New Guineans. Expertly blended and roasted with over 80 years of experience, making the finest cup of Nescafe New Guinea blend. PNG's own coffee. When you're spending time with family, when you've got a big day ahead, when you have given it all you've got, when you're putting on a feast, that's when you want the best. That's when you want flame rice. New flame rice. Win him, Olgeta.
It's coffee time. Lick coffee. 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 It's lick coffee time.
Remember the joy of playing with your toys as a child? At Money Plus, we believe that every small business deserves a chance to build and grow. That's why we offer asset financing.
Now chance to building something new, to see a different point of view. With Money Plus we're ready to go.
Mipla halivim wari belong you.
Tasmania is Australia's smallest state, lying about 240 kilometres south of the mainland. Join me on my journey through this beautiful island state as I experience the produce, people and culture that makes this an unforgettable island.
There's nothing more intense than this thing. I've been in racing my entire life since I was 3 or 4 years old. Anytime you get in one of these things, your life is in danger.
There's no room for error. I mean, this is life or death. I'm determined.
We travel across the country with this beast, and people just go nuts.
Welcome back. Prime Minister of Solomon Islands, Manasseh Sogavare, says Solomon Islands is struggling financially, and countries such as Australia and New Zealand have withdrawn promised funding. He said in the absence of traditional donors, China is filling the gap. China has agreed to provide funding to prop up the country's troubled budget. Manasseh Sogavare has once again taken aim at Australia and the United States for criticizing his country's policy pact with China. He has declared that nothing can stop him asking from Beijing. Soft drinks, bottles or coffee cups could soon have their own passports as part of a proposed system for tracing the source of recycled products, allowing people and companies to find out where their products have come from.
This all might appear to be unidentifiable waste, but it's hoped in coming years you'll be able to track the full life cycle of plastic, glass and other materials that can be recycled. The federal government is proposing the idea of a digital products passport. You'll be able to scan the details of where a product's originated from and where it's headed. The idea is in a discussion paper released today. At the moment, only about 12% of plastics are recycled in Australia. A digital products passport would aim to improve the traceability of a product and help stamp out greenwashing. While the details of the scheme are yet to be thrashed out, it could allow a person to find out the full life cycle of a single item such as a Coke bottle, all the way from the well where the crude oil was extracted to the factories where it was manufactured and moulded into shape and all the way into a recycling bin. Similar passport systems are being explored in other parts of the world, such as the European Union. And the federal government says by adopting our own passport, exporters would benefit as they would be able to prove they're using a recycled material and attract a premium price.
We know that we can work with industry in a simple, streamlined way to give manufacturers that confidence and consumers that confidence. And what we're doing then is creating a market for the recycled content that's coming off the conveyor belts here. It's really important that we are reducing waste in the first place, that we're recycling more, but once we've recycled it, we need markets for that recycled material, and these traceability frameworks are designed to give confidence in that market that when you say it's 100% recycled or you say it's 50% recycled, that it is.
To support the recycling industry, the federal and New South Wales governments have provided $11 million to improve recycling facilities, with the hope of processing an extra 20,000 tonnes of plastic, paper, cardboard and tyres each year. So with a digital product passport, companies would be able to find out exactly where these products have come from and where they're going. A national scheme would be planned to be up and running by 2028. It would aim to build confidence in the struggling recycling sector and encourage consumers to seek out more sustainable materials.
From dubious ketamine samples to a never-before-seen drug dubbed CanKit, Australia's first drug checking service has made history making discoveries in its first 12 months.
A year on and still the nation's only permanent drug testing service. The milestone's been marked with the release of a report on CanTest's effectiveness.
Really, the service is demonstrating that it's doing exactly what it was set up to do. It's giving people good information about what's in the substance that they were already intending to take. It's giving them good information about how to reduce the harm associated with taking that substance.
The review found that in its first 6 months, about 1 in 10 tests resulted in the owner discarding the drugs after learning about their true contents. And about half the drugs tested didn't contain the substance the owner thought they would, a few raising serious safety concerns.
Earlier this year, the service issued its first public health alert after chemists detected a potent and potentially deadly synthetic opioid in pills falsely sold as oxycodone.
The government feels that's worth the $1.2 million cost of extending the trial to the end of next year.
That's obviously, when you put that into the context of potentially saving admissions through the emergency department and into hospital, you can see the cost effectiveness of that prevention element of the service.
The review found 70% of those who accessed the site in its first 6 months identified as male. Almost 40% were aged 24 or younger. 70% said they'd never previously accessed information about drug use in a healthcare setting. Laws that decriminalise drug possession in small amounts are due to come into effect in October, which may extend CanTest's reach.
Particularly for people who inject drugs, there's a long-standing stigma and fear of coming into health facilities for fear of being targeted by police. And so we're really hoping that the change in legislation will lead to more people feeling comfortable to enter facilities such as One More Street to access drug checking.
Hoping to reduce risks for some of Canberra's most vulnerable.
And now the weather forecast for the next 24 hours. And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Very superstitious. Writings on the wall. When you believe in things, but you don't understand that you're superstition ain't the way.
Hardware House launches the low-cost quick build kit home, built with quality building materials from the leading manufacturer of steel products and kit homes, Atlas Steel. Going now at introductory prices: 1-bedroom kit home at 79,000 kina, 2-bedroom kit home at 99,900 kina, and 3-bedroom kit home at 125,000 kina. You can also opt for solar units to be installed in the kit home at an extra charge. For more information, email info@hardwarehouse.com.pg.
Without a doubt, you care for your loved ones. You want to keep them safe, whoever they may be with, wherever they may be, in the home or facing the world outside. Don't let anything stop you, not even bacteria. Protex helps protect your skin with natural extracts. Boosted with flaxseed oil, Protex helps eliminate 99.9% of bacteria for healthy skin. And with the power of natural goodness, you're ready to play every day. Protex, for the good health of your skin.
I have a big announcement to make.
Attention! Emperor Jalaluddin Muhammad is entering the women's quarters.
I would like to resign from my post.
You can't do this, Queen Jorda. Remember, all of us have elected you. Hear that, Mahamanga? I told you, didn't I? That Queen Jorda would never be able to last here for a very long time.
Being a Muslim, why is she washing her hands like a Hindu before eating? There's something very wrong or suspicious about Dilawar. Mother, would a real Muslim ever willingly change? Or make mistakes like washing hands before eating, or suddenly not want to eat the food that we eat?
For true Muslims, religion is his faith and way of life. It wouldn't matter if a true Muslim is facing death, but he will never be so careless about his faith.
Who are you?
Welcome back. In sports, 3 franchise rugby league clubs have been slapped with a 10,000 kina fine each for bringing the game into disrepute during the course of 2023 Digital ExxonMobil Cup season. A 2-week suspension was also issued to a coach of 1 franchise. The decision of the PNG NRLC board was announced at a media conference today by the PNG NRLC executives.
Bintukor Gorkha Lahanis, PRK Mendi Muruks and Lace-Neck Tigers have been fined a hefty 10,000 kina each for a number of serious misconduct incidences and breach of competition rules during the regular pool rounds over the past few weeks. The latest action by PNG and RLC is a stern reminder to all clubs that there is zero tolerance on unsportsmanship behavior by clubs, players and officials that bring the game into disrepute. At a special media conference today, PNG and RLC General Manager Leith Isaac, Competition Manager Paul Joseph and PNG RFL CEO Stanley Hondina further deliberated on the board's decision, including the suspension of East Nibritan Agmak Gurus head coach Francis Ray for 2 weeks. Isaac made particular mention of two incidences that happened in round 8 and round 10, which were serious in nature.
The board has made some decisions regarding some of the issues that that were out in the media in round 8 and round 10, and we've actually fined 3 franchises, Goroko Lahanis, Lace Next Tigers, and also the PRK Mendi Muruks. We've fined each of them 10,000 for some of the issues and challenges that have arisen in round 8 and round 10. We've also suspended, one coach for a couple of games, for 2 matches, for abusing a couple of match officials.
Meanwhile, the suspension of Goria's coach resulted from an incident in round 12 where he abused match officials after the Goria's round 12 loss to Speak Pride in Wewak. Gafiso coach Andrew Andiki has also been put on notice for a similar incident.
We have the Goria's coach, Francis Ray, who had a warning earlier in the season, and he has been suspended for 2 matches, which he has already served 1. That's round 13, and he will serve his second match suspension this week. That is not allowed to be associated with the team on the match day.
Joseph further highlighted the importance of respecting game officials and the rules of the game, regardless of whatever the outcome. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
PNG Rugby Football League CEO Stanley Hondina has commended the PNG National Rugby League Competition Board and management for its commitment and professionalism in handling challenges this season and making sure the competition continued uninterrupted. Hondina stressed that flight cancellation, rather disruptions, was one challenge that forced the introduction of the split round Pool A and Pool B system.
Command lead Paul and the teammate and I would say for a great 13 weeks of footy already. This year was not like any other ordinary years. After COVID left and we thought everything was coming back to normal, and all these flight disruptions start coming in and the movement. We made history this year by playing 1 game on Monday, which was never done before. We've had teams to fly on the same day because the flight on Saturday got cancelled. They got on a flight on the Sunday to have a minimum of 3-4 hours recovery straight into the field, which was against our competition documents. But our franchises put in well with us, understanding the difficulties and the situations. That is why we're able to keep the game alive for the last 10 weeks. In their wisdom, we were quick enough. Adrian Chow and the board did a split round.
The Vice Chancellor Cup is shaping up to be an entertaining one. The University of Goroka is preparing to host the event at the National Sports Institute in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. Defending champions, the University of Papua New Guinea, Pythons will be defending their title this year after winning the cup in a fairy grand final match against the University of Technology Spartans in Port Moresby in 2021. Unlike previous tournaments, universities in the country have sent their representative teams to participate in the Vice Chancellor's Cup Rugby League tournament in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. IBSU University and Western Pacific University are for the first time. While it will be a welcome tournament for the newbies, the University of Technology is aiming to take the cup, having lined up 3 teams in the tourney. After falling short to the University of Papua New Guinea Pythons in the 2021 tournament in Port Moresby, Unitec is a serious VC Cup contender. The Divine Word University has also assembled a strong side for the title, with Pacific Adventist University looking to have a crack at the title also. UPNG has assembled 3 teams, 2 from the main campus, including defending champions, the UPNG Pythons. The third UPNG team is MedFac from the School of Medicine, Tauranga campus. Nathan Wati from the University of Papua New Guinea Pythons said the team is quite relaxed and focused. They aim to win the first match to set the tone for the remainder of the tournament. Aside from sports, the event aims to foster better working relationship among universities today and into the future. The Vice Chancellor Cup tournament kicks off tomorrow, July 19th, at the National Sports Institute. The DY Fox rugby team of Divine Word University received a sponsorship of 10,000 kina from Ramunico Management Limited to participate in the Vice Chancellor's Cup in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. Teams from 6 universities will be converged at the National Sports Institute to compete. The University of Goroka is paying host. Ramunico Vice President Meng Diong said Divine Word University's Sports and Recreational Office requested sponsorship for the VC Cup campaign to send a team.
Divine Word University is sending one team, the DY Fox, to contest for the Vice Chancellor's Cup tournament in Goroka, Eastern Highlands Province. Ramunico Management Limited is supporting the team with 10,000 kina. The VC Cup gets underway this Wednesday, 19 July, at the National Sports Institute in Goroka. Ramunico Vice President Meng Diong said Divine Word University's Sports and Recreational Office requested sponsorship for the VC Cup campaign. He added that the company was more than happy to give support.
So that's why we wanted to maintain and keep the long-time friendship with the Divine Word University. In all aspects, we try our best to support your activities.
DW Sports and Recreational Officer Benjamin Liwa received the sponsorship on behalf of DY Fox. He said this assistance will take care of the players' and officials' uniform and other necessities during their stay in Goroka.
We are happy to say that Ramunico is one of those partnership or DW partners that we have sent out letter, and we are glad to announce that our sponsorship request has been approved. So, as you have said, on behalf of Divine Word University and with our voice, we want to pass our gratitude for your timely assistance.
Jason Ray, president of the DWU Student Representative Council, expressed immense gratitude to the company because the SRC had been working hard to raise funds to send the DY Fox to Goroka.
And they will always support us, and we will always support them in whatever ways we can. So we really appreciate the support, and on behalf of the students, I say thank you very much.
The money was presented under the company's corporate social obligation. A dedication ceremony for the team was held on Sunday, July 16. DY Fox departed for Goroka by road on Monday, 17 July for the week-long rugby league competition. Salome Vincent, TVWAN Sports.
Kempa FC pulled off a masterclass performance against Hekari United FC in a thrilling top-of-the-table affair on Sunday, 16 July, in the Southern Conference 2023 National Youth Soccer League. Both teams showed great potential in the opening part of the competition and a shoulder above every other team in the competition. Their match was a display of class, but Kempa FC came on top, putting a stop to Hekari's winning streak. Both Kempa FC and Hekari Academy showed so much potential in the opening part of the competition and a shoulder above other teams in the competition. Their match was a display of class, with Kempa FC coming out on top to end Hekari FC's winning streak. This round 5 match of the 2023 National Youth Soccer League went down to the wire as both sides traded shot for shot at the goalmouth. They stood their ground and defended their goalmouth, but classy play from Kempa FC was too much for Hekari United Academy to contain. The defeat marks Hekari Academy's first loss of the competition. For Kempa FC, they now know how informed they are. Getting the win against a top side like Hekari Academy is a positive sign for the club. Meantime, other teams have been exceptional in the opening 5 rounds of the competition. Commenting on the performance of the 6 participating teams, FC Genesis coach Percy Matayo said the competition has been tough but entertaining to watch. FC Genesis recorded its first win of the competition on Sunday, July 16th against South Aporo 3-1. The competition goes into round 6 this weekend. The Port Moresby Men's Softball Association is back to full swing after successfully topping off its first regular softball season post-COVID on Sunday with a big grand final decider between United Brothers and minor premiers Power. Brothers proving a class above their more experienced opponent Power picked up the silverware after a 5-0 defeat at the end of the 7th inning. Newly elected president of the Port Moresby men's softball, Jenny Park, was quite impressed and pleased with the progress of the competition thus far, especially after the effect of COVID-19 pandemic over the past 2 years.
When giving a brief summary on the progress of the Port Moresby men's softball since competition resumed, President Jenny Park said Sunday's grand final was the third competition they have completed so far, with more activities to come for the balance of the year. This includes the junior competition, which starts this August. The President is again calling on all 11 clubs to put in a junior team in order to participate and help develop the junior pathway. The President also announced that the season proper for the seniors will resume this October as per the traditional softball calendar.
It will run like the normal season that we usually run previously in our normal seasonal competition, so it runs all the way up until next year.
In her concluding remarks, President Park congratulated the grand finalists, both A and B grades, for ending the season on a high.
So once again, congratulations to the clubs that have come out and made it up this far to the top 5 teams. PNG Power as the minor premiers in the seasonal competition, and Gazelle as the minor premiers that have come through. And again to the grand finalists being United Brothers Softball Club and Defence Softball Club.
The President also commended the Port Moresby men's softball select side. For the first time, will be participating in the Makassar Softball Championship in Indonesia this September. It is a unique opportunity to expose young players to international competition.
We have a team that's attending the Makassar Championships in September, a team of 14 young athletes, together with a combination of the old players that are traveling to Indonesia. That's going to be a 1-week tournament for the association. The association supports the team and is trying to give exposure to those players to go out, get the exposure, and come back and bring the exposure back to the clubs to assist or to develop the code. That's what we as the executive see, that we as it being our task to develop going forward.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
In regional sports, Victorian Premier Daniel Andrews says the cost of hosting the Commonwealth Games in 2026 is likely to almost triple from the allocated $2.6 billion to around $6 billion. Commonwealth Games Australia CEO Craig Phillips says those figures are a gross exaggeration.
$6 to $7 billion is well and truly too much for a 12-day sporting event. I will not take money out of hospitals and schools in order to fund an event that is 3 times the cost as estimated and budgeted for last year.
It's disappointing that they won't experience that in regional Victoria. I understand the reasoning of the Victorian government. It's obviously, we're all facing a cost of living crisis. We have to justify where every dollar goes. And I guess I am comforted by the fact that they will still be spending that money on community sport infrastructure.
Do you feel responsible in any way because the Victorian government did ask you to contribute more money in the last federal budget, which wasn't forthcoming?
I do not, because Victoria agreed to host before, it was during the formal campaign period of the last federal election, so it was before our time, before the Albanese government was elected. And in good faith, we were still in the process of negotiating with them about what federal funding might look like. So obviously the decision this morning has overridden those negotiations.
The detailed budgetary implications announced today had not been cited or discussed with the CGF or CGA ahead of being notified of the government's decision earlier today. The stated cost overruns, in our opinion, are a gross exaggeration and not reflective of the operational costs presented to the Victorian 2026 Organising Committee Board as recently as June this year.
That's all I have in sports. Jasmine.
Thank you, Rex. And that ends the news tonight. Have a pleasant weekend. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.